we've done the MCU one. Let's see what it looks like for someone who's been, let's be honest, gobbling up a lot of what they've been given, but now said it's enough is enough. The guy we just covered, it was mainly him reading all of the article stuff. It wasn't even really his own opinions, because he said most stuff is still pretty good and all that. But what's Star Wars Theory going to say? What's his perspective on what Disney have done wrong? You guys excited?
I'm so excited.
So, yeah.
Let's peer into the other world. Let's see how it works over there.
You wonder why Star Wars is in.
Oh wait, this is like he does like a what's to come at the beginning. I want to skip that. Yeah, there you go.
If you would join us.
Here we go.
12 and a half minutes.
The Kenobi show, is a show that we had been waiting for. Arguably, you know what? Screw arguably. It was the most important show that Star Wars could ever have released after George sold it to Disney.
I can't. No, it just never should have happened.
It's the most important show they could ever release. Maybe?
Well, no, because we had both ends of it. We had episode 3, we had episode 4. It was totally unnecessary.
What would the most important show they could release be?
The most important show that Disney Star Wars could release.
Yeah. I don't even know.
Probably, probably the show about Salacious Crumb.
Well, it would be Luke, probably, right?
Skywalker show, yeah.
It would have to be, because if you said we're releasing one for Obi-Wan and fucking Vader, it would be important to fans, of course, but it would just be like, where is it going to be? I'm guessing between 3 and 4. That's what everybody would assume. And then, or maybe a Clone Wars show. It's not impossible or anything. It's just that to do Luke, pretending for a second the sequels didn't exist, it'd be like, holy shit, where does Luke go next? Which to me, I think would be way more important. But
I guess, yeah. What happens next? Episode 7. That isn't shit.
We got Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. We got Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi, as well as Luke Skywalker and Leia. Literally the main characters of Star Wars, the most important part, time, everything. And what kind of a budget does it get? It gets not even less than Andor, which I think had like 130 million or 110 million.
It's a lot of money.
Maybe even more than that. What was the budget for Andor? Hold on here before I even get ahead of myself.
Why the budgets just don't equal better?
You guys are going to see...
Does that upset you?
Yeah, and Andor looked fucking incredible, and it was written really well.
Yeah, so as you can see, we're already inching toward like, wait, it doesn't matter if Kenobi had a lower budget than Andor, or that's not its problem. It's definitely not its problem.
Such a more real side of me as we push into 2024, because I'm fed up. I'm really tired. I'm really fed up. People that don't like me already don't like me. People that love me already love me, and I'm here for you guys.
Oh, we're the other people. We don't really feel a huge amount about you, and we're willing to hear you out. We're the unicorns. So give us what you got. We're gonna judge what you say by what you say. I'm not even gonna go with the level hate.
And I'm not here for anyone else.
Oh.
Wow.
At the end of the day, I'm here for George Lucas. I'm here for Star Wars. I'm here for myself and what Star Wars used to be. Let's get a few things out of the way. Not everything that Disney has created is total garbage.
True.
There's Andor, and then there's everything else.
There's
Andor.
Rogue One has got some stuff in it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be as nice as possible here. I don't think there's anything in Kenobi or Boba
What about
Fett.
video games?
There's some stuff in Mando Season 1, some stuff.
What about the video games? Are they part of the conversation in any way?
I think we could say that.
In Mando Season 1?
Cinematography.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, the production values are really good.
Yeah, that's good enough.
80, 90%. But there is that 10% that is actually really amazing.
Yes.
Mandalorian Season 1 and 2. Tales of the Jedi.
I didn't even see that, so I can't say.
The Clone Wars Season 7. Rebels.
Even he was like,
Ahsoka up until episode 7 and 8.
No, all of it.
Wait, so he doesn't.
He's soured on it then. Damn.
Oh,
I honestly, who could have predicted he would sour on it? Nobody at all could have thought that that anyone who liked Ahsoka would sour on Ahsoka. That's just crazy, man.
I don't know what any of this means when he said. It's just like whatever. Whatever.
Obviously, he'll never sour on Ahsoka episode 5. That shit was peak. It was fire.
Yes,
that was
so
good.
Television. That was fire. That was cooking.
That was bro.
We saw
was pretty
Anakin
dry.
Skywalker, and he made the red lightsaber, and it was.
But what I'm trying to say is, not everything that
Wait, did he name Andor?
No, he didn't, because he probably doesn't consider that, right? Like, he
I
doesn't
thought
like
he,
Andor, does
I
he?
thought he does consider it good, just boring. I assume that was his.
Oh, sure, but I guess good and boring, good and not Star Wars isn't part of the equation of talking about the greatness of Disney Star Wars, right?
Okay,
has been
And
created
maybe that he doesn't actually like it, like, at all.
that's probably the truth. He probably does think it's bad.
under Disney's umbrella was garbage. Now, mind you, those things were created by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. But
Yeah, a lot of bad things were created by
A
those
lot
two.
of bad stuff was made by them, yeah.
You can't separate Jon Favreau from Lion King 2019, by the way. You can't. It's
No,
it's his
he
kid.
directed it.
It is.
I digress.
It is
Obi-Wan
true.
Kenobi, the most important Star Wars project since Disney purchased Lucasfilm from
No,
George Lucas.
not as important as the sequels.
I don't even
No
think it's as
way.
important as The Force Awakens in a way. That was like your
I don't think
big
it's
moment
important as the
of
sequels.
can we take this forward? You know, what's going to happen now with all the stuff you know in the universe going forward. But important's complicated because it can mean a lot of things.
Lucas in 2012.
It can,
and
but
it gets
like, there's nothing more important than the sequels.
Yeah, because we could have just stopped. That's the thing. So it's like, what's the most important, assuming we didn't just leave it alone and let it be what it was?
the lowest budget of any Star Wars show to date. She-Hulk gets a better budget than Obi-Wan? Freaking She-Hulk!
Yes, because Marvel was making more money more consistently than Star Wars. Yeah.
Well, and
It was insane.
that's not Kenobi's problem. This is not Kenobi's problem.
They're different. Well, they're different departments. It's Lucasfilm and fucking Marvel Studios. They're different companies. They're different production
I can barely
companies.
entertain the conversation though. It's Kenobi's butt. It could have been Ewan McGregor in a cave for the whole season.
It could have been. No, but that was unfathomable. I imagine that for him, that's like not even in the realm of possibility for a like the idea of a Star Wars show with like Obi-Wan
Focused on
Kenobi. It's
characters.
entirely him going on like some spiritual journey, you know, like embarking on some like backpacking across the galaxy to learn more about the Force or something. It's
Oh
probably
man,
not in
stop!
the realm of
I want to see
possibility.
that show. Oh,
I absolutely would rather see the show of Obi-Wan traveling across a galaxy to like maybe like places of great religious significance, you know, to the Jedi. Like these
imagine him
ancient
meeting
temples and
people
things like that.
who are familiar very much so with the Force, but have no connection to Jedi.
Yes, and have entirely different
Oh.
perspectives. Imagine if he learned about, you know, ways of going about being a Jedi that are completely independent of the
Remember that
normal
guy
Jedi order.
That was pretending to be a Jedi to make money. Bumping into someone like
Yeah.
that would also be fun and cool and interesting.
Yep, but oh well.
No, we don't get to have any of that. We have to have vroom vroom with Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk. I mean, what the hell, man? Like, who is making these decisions up there? I'm sorry to make this kind of video, dude, but honestly, like, who is making those decisions up there?
Well,
You
it's
wonder-
all Kathleen Kennedy's fault, right? It's all her fault.
It's also your anger's misplaced. It's not about the budgets.
It's about the
No,
The
writing.
fucking writing.
Right.
why Star Wars is in such a state.
Wait, what is this? Walt Disney's stock, is it?
What is that? What is that? I haven't looked. What's a stock
They
looking
are-
like year to date?
Well, to this, it's
That's
81.25
oh
currently.
yeah, but
so
that's
81, yeah.
that's one day. That's one day's trading.
Well,
That's not-
I assume the point he's making is that that's where it's sitting right now, whereas, wasn't it double this in Endgame times?
Well, so year to date they're down 4%, which is, you know, but what was it? 5 years they're down 27. Man, yeah, like they
yeah.
were at $200 in March of 2021.
Mhm.
Fucking hell.
That's right, everyone.
Well, yeah,
bye,
and-
bye.
And we would say, like, this, the whole reason for there's loads of things, but they're not, you know, the important elements are the destruction of the MCU and Star Wars and Indiana Jones and
yes, there's many
Willow,
things.
Lucasfilm as Jedi, you know.
Because getting to that peak was like the big rally that happened, you know, in 2020. But yeah, when you look at it, it's like, my God, oof. No good.
Where no one is interested anymore. Nobody gives a crap. It's because of
That's
shit
true.
like this.
No, it's not because of the budget.
No,
it's not because the
It's not
budget.
the budget.
It's
not
because the
that at
writing
all.
for both of those shows was garbage.
Dude, if Kenobi had been given an extra 135 million, that doesn't. Why would you think that would make it better?
Changed anything. It
anything.
just would have
Doesn't
looked
change
better.
It probably would have looked better. You might have had an extra episode or so. I don't fucking know. But it would have been shit still. I don't understand.
Yeah.
And you know what? The budget wasn't even the biggest problem of the show.
It's not the problem.
It wasn't even the biggest problem.
I think he's starting to realize that argument's useless. It's not going to have anything to do with anything. It's not the biggest problem. It's not a problem. Having a 90 million fucking budget is enough.
$90 million for 6 episodes of television is still over $10 million per episode.
That is enough for a Kenobi show.
You
can make his fucking stick glow blue with that kind of money. It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
You have fan films. You have fan fiction.
Yeah, see, he realized his point was full of shit. Like, even his own fan film wouldn't have cost anywhere fucking near 90, let alone 1 million. Like, what? You don't need the money to make the... I'm not saying anything necessarily about his fan film. I'm saying that he would believe his fan film is good, I assume, and other people's ones. And so, obviously, it's not the fucking budget.
That have, like, no budget. That have, like the budget of an internet connection and a computer. That honestly garner more attention.
Why do you think that is? Passion, creativity, insight, hard work, redrafting, a script,
and love than the
script,
garbage writing and directing.
We got it. Yes. Okay.
Garbage writing. There we go. Hooray!
That flew into the Kenobi show. You have the most important characters in Star Wars. Not only that, you're bringing back Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor. Forget Jimmy Smits. Everybody else.
Oh.
Oh man.
You're bringing back the goats. Okay, the original.
No.
Well,
the prequel.
Not the original.
Yeah, the prequel original.
There you go. Yeah.
The original. Yeah. The original. The OGs, man. The OGs from the prequels. Okay. And you not only, give a crap script, you get people that don't know what the hell they're doing when it comes to writing the stories and the characters that George built and created. You regress them. You focus on Reva. You make chasing Leia literally.
This is where was start the video here?
Yeah, where was
the whole
where was
budget
all this
thing?
when the show was coming out?
That's true too. Well, to be fair, I didn't watch his reviews, but yeah.
Okay, well, does anybody in chat know? Was he favorable to this show for a while, or
I would go on a limb and say he must have not been, right? Because it was so bad.
Oh yeah,
it was so fucking bad.
But so Wally, you gotta remember, it took a couple of weeks. I remember the finale. I got a great reaction.
It did. That's true.
Like the most impossible thing to find a 9-year-old or 10-year-old. And above all, you have open-handed combat from a civilian against stormtroopers. I mean, look, stormtroopers suck, but they're not...
No. Push back on that whenever you can. The stormtroopers suck. It's stupid.
They shouldn't suck. They should be fearsome.
No reason for them to be anything other than men who can shoot at you. That's very straightforward. It doesn't have to be fucking idiot clowns. When you say, like, yeah, they can be dumb and shit, but they can't be that dumb and shit. It's like, what... What's even the fucking point of that?
They don't get disoriented like that from a slap on the head. Okay.
I suppose what's funny about that is it's more likely to get disoriented from like an attack on your helmet, I suppose, as a stormtrooper, than it is like not to be able to shoot anything ever. Like which to you guys is more incompetent? Never being able to hit your target or to be disoriented from an attack on your helmet?
And never being able to hit seems like a crazy thing to happen.
Which is from Mando Season 1, which is the goated content from Disney, apparently.
Okay. But then you also managed to give literally the worst script of all time, the lowest budget of all time. I don't get it.
The lowest budget of all time.
90 million.
90 million.
What are we doing?
Budget of all time.
$90 million. Come on.
So stop talking about the budget, please.
I don't. I'm trying to understand this. I'm really trying to. Who's making these decisions, dude? Let's give this script the crappiest script of all time. Let's regress the characters, and then let's give them the lowest budget of the most important story in Star Wars, the most important characters in Star Wars. But let's just literally give them the bare minimum.
Minimum.
He just said there are fan projects that will run on like zero budget, and now this is the bare minimum, 90 million.
$90 million. And it did not look cheap. The show looked like it was. I mean, it was a proper looking show.
There were aspects of it that looked cheap. There were aspects of it that looked cheap, but
that seems like just the norm now.
Yeah.
But focus all of our attention in Andor, which, yes, Andor is a great show for everyone who attended film school and wants to eat their cheese with a French hat so they can twiddle their mustache at the same time and talk about the Renaissance era and how great things were back then while they sip on their wine from...
Can you fucking imagine like film festival types who watch art movies being told Andor is pretentious? Could you imagine?
It's just like I'm sorry that Andor had like characters and themes and a plot that made sense, a logical progression of characters.
I'm thinking about the eye in what's it, episode 6?
Actually good combat.
How like
Yeah, you know, when I think of art house, I think of Andor.
yeah, that's the real like out there stuff.
When I think of the real avant-garde like indie films and television shows, I think of Andor.
And you're sitting, and this guy's like, Andor sucks. Anyway, Ahsoka was really fucking good.
There is this weird disconnect, right? Because like one of the big problems we had with Ahsoka is that it was boring as fuck.
Insanely boring.
And then we get told like Andor is boring as fuck, and it's like it is. Oh,
it ain't. Sorry, it ain't. I mean, if it's boring for you, it's boring for you, I guess. But like, I was riveted.
Like, I didn't need to see a lightsaber get waggled around every 5 minutes or Darth Vader's breathing for me to like be interested in a show. Turns out most TV shows don't have those things, and yet somehow I'm able to get through them.
Oh, and yeah, and it's captions every message. Kenobi had the same budget as Game of Thrones Season 8, which was one of the most expensive TV shows of all time when it came out. Calling $90 million for 6 episodes the bare minimum is actually fucking insane.
It's insane.
It is nuts.
Insane.
It's absolutely it's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, he clearly... I think this is less to do with Andor, more to do with him being told by Andor fans that Andor is good.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell he's a bit pissed off that he has to keep mentioning Andor as, like, a sort of, a caveat to a lot of the statements when he doesn't believe in it. Like, Andor's good. Yeah, okay, fine.
Andor's good. You like art film. Look at me.
You like art film.
You like writing. Yeah. Ooh, look at you. Like an adult or something.
One who attended film school and wants to eat their cheese with a French hat so they can twiddle their mustache at the same time and talk about the Renaissance era and how great things were back then while they sip on their wine from
I imagine his audience were a little bit annoyed with this too, because there's going to be plenty of people that loved Andor.
22. Yeah, okay, don't get me wrong. I liked Andor.
Nah,
did you? I don't believe you.
Though?
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
I think you're saying that just to like I just don't believe you. I think you're lying.
No, I don't believe that for 1 second.
All you do is shit talk it.
It was a good show. It was fine. It was cozy. It was also extremely boring and made me fall asleep a million times while I was watching.
You liked it.
It made you fall asleep.
Dude, the amount of shows.
You didn't like it. You wanted to see the swords go swoosh swoosh. That's fine.
The amount of shows I watched that made me go to sleep that I rate. Chat, how many times have we recommended on EFAP, like, this is a good sleeper, this one? You gotta grab this.
That's a good one to go to sleep to. Yeah.
You gotta make sure you check out that new show. Oh, sleeper.
Watching it. But it was still a good show. Whatever, I enjoyed it. Just sleepy time, okay? Like, you want me...
What the It's still a good show. It's just sleepy time.
He really does have a chip on his shoulder about
He's really upset that his show that doesn't have Darth Vader in it is really
I believe that he's resenting it because it keeps getting in the way of the assessment. Like, you want to run the narrative. It's like, Andor sucked. It's like, no, it didn't suck.
Even I have to admit that it didn't suck. Like, there's no world where I can pretend that
it's easy for us three, because we watched it and liked it a lot because it was good.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Done and done.
When you want to put to sleep, you watch Andor. You want Star Wars, you watch Obi-Wan Kenobi.
But it sucked.
Wait, he doesn't mean that, right?
I watch Andor.
It's Revenge of the Sith. You don't watch Obi-Wan Kenobi, you watch Revenge of the Sith.
That sucked.
Well,
okay, I see.
So I'm going Italian now. That 6% Italian is coming out, and I'm starting to get a little bit angry.
Is this licensed music or is it?
We should be okay if we're gonna play it for how seconds, right?
You want to watch?
Yeah, there you go.
Watch Star Wars. You watch the first 6 movies, and you watch the Clone Wars. That's Star Wars.
Oh, you watch the Clone Wars.
What about Ahsoka?
Yeah,
what about Ahsoka? Episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was it 5, 6, 7, and 8? You didn't like, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
What about Mando season 1? Isn't that goated? Season 2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
You want to create a Star Wars project, you create the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. But not the way it was written by Joby Harold and directed by Deborah Chow.
Is that commenting on, like, was there lots of shaky cam? I can't remember.
Lots of
shaky cam. Yeah,
you
I
get someone competent who knows the characters and respects the characters. You get Jon Favreau and Dave.
No!
why you're so like incredibly stupid. And
it was so funny.
Ever improve.
He had me in the first half. I was about to say he's right, and then he said those two. Like,
yeah,
what are
it's
you
like
talking about
Satan.
those fuckers. Jesus,
They're jokes.
Why didn't Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni do the Kenobi show? Why?
Bro, didn't he? So he specifically mentioned season 1 and 2 of Mando, meaning he thinks 3's bad, right?
Which is them. They made it.
They made it. Yeah,
That's theirs.
And also,
that's them.
episode 7 of Ahsoka. That's
7 and 8 were made by Dave Filoni. Well, the whole thing, right?
I mean,
like it's
he's
his baby.
on the hook for the whole thing, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Why didn't they do all shows? I mean, okay, Andor was fine. It was keep the guy there,
Andor
but
was
even
fine.
he
You
said
you don't believe that.
See what I mean?
Just
Every time it's this caveat that's annoying him. He's like, oh, fine, Andor isn't shit, I guess. Ugh.
yeah.
It's like,
Holy crap.
so hard for you. Because obviously
Holy
he's saying he wants Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to redo, or like to have control of all of it. But then he's like, I guess that Gilroy guy, he can have Andor. Yeah, sure, fine.
He can have Andor. Yeah, he's allowed to have that one.
like half the time I forgot I was doing a Star Wars show. This is just
but
no wonder it turned out so
the context of that comment relates to him being so intertwined with storytelling that it's not like he's thinking, when do I get Vader in here, or when do I sort out how this affects the future events in the sequel? You know what I mean? He's like, no. I'm writing characters in a world and they're developing. He's obviously not trying to say like, I don't even like Star Wars, I'm just trying to make a show here. Which, to be honest with you, is probably the best thing you can do with Star Wars right now.
At this point, yeah, just forget it's Star Wars.
How does it help you at this point to try and remain in continuity with everything that Disney have fucking made?
I need to make sure that my story ties into Dave Filoni's really good idea of Mando's zombie army, led by Thrawn and the Night Sisters.
Painful.
I am so tired. I'm so tired of trying to be so nice to people.
Okay, and it is very tiring, isn't it?
It is tiring.
And
it's
I don't
I know, man. I'm
care if you don't like what I have to say. Don't watch my videos. I'm not.
Damn.
I mean, I'm interested to hear your opinion. It's okay. All right. Even if I disagree with it, I'll keep going as I have. I'm giving you a fair shake.
I'm not here for them. I'm here for me. I'm here for Star Wars, George Lucas, and to protect the legacy because, quite frankly, dude, I'm the only one that keeps doing it.
What?
Sorry,
okay,
what?
all right, calm down.
Yeah, chill out there,
Mr.
Martyr.
Story that you're trying to create.
Fucking Superman for Star Wars.
Yeah.
First of all, when it comes to like protecting an IP as such, is like Star Wars. Like, what are you even suggesting at this? But we'd have to erase everything Disney's done to begin to protect it. Secondly, your idea of protecting Star Wars is to hand it to Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau.
Hand it to two of the most destructive people to ever get their hands
Two of the
on this
Undertakers
IP.
of Star Wars.
Absolutely insanely shit tier.
So, let me choose to press that giant X button and doubt that you are the one that's protecting Star Wars, my good man.
And they make clips of me on TikTok, whatever, they can keep doing it, but I'm literally the only one who keeps driving the point home.
No, you know that's not true. Fucking,
You know that's not.
he's spoken to Jeremy and Geeks and Gamers. He knows there's plenty of people who fucking flying the flag of we need to save Star Wars before it fucking drowns in its own piss. There's many of us.
That's
you don't
Star
give it to the
Wars
piss masters.
is what George created. It's not this shit that's been created now.
That's not really addressing the problem necessarily.
Yeah.
Like saying that George made it, it's like, okay.
George, just to be clear, I know.
Well, I'm not even, don't even need to mention the prequels. Go straight to Return of the Jedi.
He made the prequels.
Yeah, but Return of the Jedi's got really bad shit in it, and that's even
It
further
sure
back.
does. Yeah, that's
Prequels
true.
is a safer one to point to, though.
Prequels is more thoroughly shit.
I guess I'm not interested in being
Consistently
safe.
shit.
I almost want to be a little edgy and be like, George is not
Oh my
perfect.
god, edgy Mauler.
Well,
I mean, I was.
No,
the one who
I know.
said,
I mean,
you know,
I
last
totally agree.
episode,
Yeah, I mean, he's a flawed creator, right?
yeah,
I like him. I respect him.
I'm the one who
definitely
jokes
respect
about
him, but
the two good Star Wars movies we got.
Yeah,
but, you know,
exactly. And it's not hard
it's
to.
not
I
bad,
think
you know,
most people agree. There's at least something in Return of the Jedi they think is shit. Mostly the Ewoks, I think, gets referenced. Even though, I mean, I think the
even though he's
Java
got
stuff
the
is more
big Ewok
confusing.
behind him right now.
And given a crap budget so that She-Hulk
90 million crap
can
budget.
shine through.
I can't. Stop saying that.
Why do you put these two in competition with one another?
What
the fuck does She-Hulk have to do with Kenobi?
She-Hulk's budget has nothing to do with Kenobi's budget in terms of how everything gets decided in the corporate ladders of fucking Disney. But then secondly, stop referring to 90 million as like a shoestring budget. It's fucking retarded.
It's not.
They barely keep the lights on.
Yeah, you know, like Kenobi. He had to bring his own prop lightsaber because they just couldn't give one to him, you know?
Yeah, they had to shoot during the day, so they had some daylight to work with.
Through as she twerks with Meg the Stallion.
Yeah, it was pretty cringe.
I just don't get it, man. How can this fool...
What is this music?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And is it copyrighted?
A little bit.
$4 billion company be handled.
Are you giving yourself like triumphant music or sort of
that
overcut?
Mega cringe.
Yeah,
bro. That
don't
sounds
do
like
that.
something Dave Filoni would do.
Oh no!
Did Dave Filoni direct this video?
Oh no! No, he went to the composer room. That's what he did.
The composer room.
These buffoons who don't even understand the characters.
You mean Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni? Is that what you're
Literally
talking
Jon
about?
Favreau. Give me one good character that those two have ever been near.
But also, assign these nitwits to write for these
Damn, he is tired of being nice.
God. Yeah.
legendary characters, and at the same time, give them pennies.
Pennies?
$90 million.
Pennies.
$90 million. $90 million. $90 million.
Pennies.
Right? Yep.
Jeez.
I have nothing else to say about that, but I don't want to hit play yet. I'm kind of just trying to get over it. Pennies.
No. Pennies.
Pennies.
That is one shiny penny, I would say, yeah.
But then they want to give She-Hulk the most money because it's what, CGI?
I mean, Star Wars has
that would be a reason.
CGI.
But, I mean, yeah, again, Obi-Wan
Costs
Kenobi
money.
would have had a lot of visual effects as well.
Plenty of CGI in that. This is science
But
fiction.
again, why does he
True.
not understand that they're different? They're Disney, but one of them is Lucasfilm and one of them is Marvel Studios. They have different
Yeah, I don't-
leadership.
Yeah, I don't think they're competing with each other. I don't
Like,
think anyone's
fucking
like,
they want
yeah,
to be, like not getting in each other's way.
it's like what he's
Mhm.
saying here is almost like She-Hulk is to blame for Kenobi's failure because it took away its money. That's the message I'm getting.
Remember the ending of She-Hulk?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the rest of the show. It was awful.
Yeah, I was pissed.
What the hell did they do to Hulk's son?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you could reference that. Sure.
That's fair. Yeah, it was pretty bad too.
Yeah, it is.
You guys
I
remember
guess it's
Andor?
cringe.
Why does Andor have a $250 million budget?
Just great.
It's really
they used
fucking
it.
good and it looks amazing.
Remember
and they go to all kinds of different places.
The fucking all the
Everything looks
sets
good.
for the prison, the CGI sequence for the eye. It was called the eye,
It
right?
looks so good.
It was fucking crazy. It was something that you haven't seen
so
before.
Good. Like Andor looks so good, and there's such a diversity in the places that they go to. All of the costumes and the props and the scenery, it all looks so good.
They managed to capture that element that the OT have, which is it's like, whoa, that world
They
looks like
did.
an actual place that people do things in.
Yeah, this still like sci-fi analog kind of look to everything with knobs and bricks and all kinds. Like
There was
I really
screws and bricks. That's true.
screws and brick. It really is a world that it's so easy to just imagine living in.
As for like, if you want to say like, should it have cost that much to do what they did in Andor? Maybe not, but I don't see what that has to do with a 90 million budget being not enough for Kenobi. I don't get it.
I mean, I feel like we should
damn!
have.
And also, I'm not sure if it's been brought up yet. Andor had twice as many episodes.
Oh yeah, there's that too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And
I was a
also
little
the episodes were consistently longer. So fuck me. You know what? Now I'm
Consistently
so curious.
high
If minute by minute, now on it.
Wait, that's worth
Now I
calculating.
need to know minute by
Ooh,
minute.
yeah,
I wonder
you're
if
right.
would show. Oh my god. Oh no. Hold on. Let me see if I can find some.
Do
I don't know
you're
if
looking to
Wikipedia
break
will list it.
the runtime of Andor in total into minutes?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
then right. Well,
Hmm.
that's something to be done in your head. That's going to be difficult unless someone's already calculated the total runtime of Andor. You might have someone.
Also-
Someone has somewhere. Yes.
By the way, the thing that's on the screen, Kenobi's budget was a fraction of She-Hulk. That fraction is like
It's a big fraction.
It's a pretty big. It's like 2/5 or something like that. It's like it's a pretty big chunk. It's a little bit less than half.
On Reddit, someone calculated the total runtime for Andor was 7 hours, 51 minutes, and 54 seconds. So the average runtime per episode was 39 minutes and 20 seconds. The total length for Kenobi was 3 hours and 42 minutes, which means it had an average runtime per episode of 37 minutes and 6 seconds. So actually, it's not too much of a difference, but nevertheless. So what was the budget? Was Andor's budget $250 million?
Let me double check. Andor budget estimated at $250 million.
Okay, 250. Okay, good old calculate. We'll just do it by. Wait, hold on.
What was the total runtime for Andor?
7 hours, 51 minutes, and 54 seconds. So, let me. How many minutes is that? So, 60 times by 8 minus. Let's say minus 6. Okay, so 474 minutes. Divided by 250 million means that I'm a moron. So what? Wait, what is? Okay, wait, no, I did it the wrong way around. It's 250 million divided by 700. Fuck me. All right, hold on.
All right. What we're figuring out is cost per minute, I assume.
Yeah. So the cost per minute is. Does that scan? The cost per minute would be $527,426 per minute. Does that line up? Yeah. It would. Yeah. That about lines up.
And now for Kenobi, right?
So Kenobi would be. So do we know for sure that was 90 million then?
Well, I mean, all of this is based on the idea that it is, so we'll just go with it.
Oh, and obviously, chat, you can correct my maths here if I'm screwing up. But I'm pretty sure I'm getting it right.
Just to be. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's say 90. Okay, so 3 hours and 42 minutes. So 60, 20, 180. So that'd be 222 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. 222. So 90 million divided by 222. So it's about 405,405. Oh, it's just 40545 repeating over and over and over again. So $405,405 with my very, very, very rough math. So it basically cost about $100,000 more per minute, which ain't that much more. It adds up, but like it ain't dramatically. That's like 20% more expensive, basically.
But you can account for that with Andor looks way better than Kenobi.
It does.
Andor goes to way more places than Kenobi.
If for a 20% increase, you get way more than 20%
because all we've done
visual quality
is equalize them on budget to amount of content. But now we should be like, okay, add more variables, being that Andor... We aren't even talking about the script, but Andor went to way more places in the universe, and it had way better sets, way better prep.
Yes,
it's like...
looked way better.
Yeah, like, I think you could conclude that Andor used its money more effectively, sure, than Kenobi.
Definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, assuming that was all correct, which I'm pretty... yeah?
Well, yeah, I mean it makes the difference a lot softer, doesn't it, compared to what it looks like. 90 million versus 250 million, there's a gap of 132, is it? No, wait, 260 million.
So it looks like a gap of $160 million, when in actuality, based on per minute runtime, it's more like a 20% difference, which isn't nothing, but it certainly ain't as dramatic.
No, yeah.
I totally forgot about the number of episodes as like part of the equation, yeah.
Paid 20-30 million at least to Hayden, 20-30 million to Ewan, 60 million right there. Oh shit, you have the whole budget for the show, but they give 200.
Do you think that they're paying them $20 million?
Don't even care.
I don't think Hayden Christensen, I don't think is getting 20-30 million.
Don't even care if they paid the 89 million between the two of them. You could still make an amazing show.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
50 million to Andor, 250 million to, or 225 million to She-Hulk. You're looking at $500 million, you're looking at $500 million for 2 shows, which honestly aren't even the most important things in either.
Please don't equate Andor and She-Hulk. Jesus.
Their franchises. What the hell are these people thinking? And you're wondering why South Park is making these kinds of comments towards Kathleen Kennedy.
It's not because they lowered the budget for Kenobi.
No, I doubt
not at all.
I bet that in the writers room they were like, isn't it fucking insane that Kathleen Kennedy decided to spend more money on Andor than Obi-Wan Kenobi? You know, that's pretty
that's
wild.
all Matt Stone and Trey Parker were talking about.
It's because their products are shit and consistently bad.
You know when she says, when Cartman Kennedy says, put a chicken and make it gay and lame, the lame is like specifically referencing how shit the writing is.
Yes, it's lame.
Fucking lame.
It's because people there clearly aren't using their brains. And it seems like I'm taking crazy pills. I'm starting to feel like I'm Mugatu. It's like, does nobody see this?
No, loads of people see it. We've been talking about it forever. I don't know where you've been. That they've made awful decisions.
He's been sucking it off this whole time.
I was going to say, like, you're not...
Isn't it incredible?
It's just like joining a fucking choir and being like, am I the only one singing here? It's like, what?
Yeah, the last
and we're
one
all
to
just
show up
standing
and you're
around
late.
like, hey, it's okay.
No, we're not standing around saying it's okay. We never have been. I don't know. Who are you talking to?
We got Andor. Andor's the best Star Wars.
You need to let go.
Yeah.
Andor is fucking incredible.
How many times do we
It
say-
does everything better than any other show?
How many times do we say that Andor being good or even great, it doesn't fucking matter. Star Wars is dying. Like, one good show is never going to be able to bring it back anyway. We said this, that would be the case for Echo. To bring back Star Wars, same methods as Marvel. You'd need to make great content continuously. You can't just fucking have a one-off show. Nobody ever said, it's okay that Kenobi was shit because we got Andor. The fuck do those things have to do with each other?
Yeah, like, it's not even remotely connected. It just doesn't make sense.
It's like, does nobody see this? And we're all
This
just standing
music.
around like, hey, it's okay. We got Andor. Andor's the best Star Wars we've ever...
It is.
Well, it is the best Star Wars that Disney made.
Yeah,
It's been the best Star Wars since
Disney's made. It's one of the
1980.
Yeah.
It is the best Star Wars. It has been it's the best Star Wars in like 40 years.
It's one of the best Star Wars things like ever made.
It's not. It's Blade Runner.
The timing on that was kind of perfect.
Sorry, I wasn't totally paying attention there. Could you just replay that?
Does nobody see this? And we're all just standing around like, hey, it's okay. We got Andor. Andor's the best Star Wars we've ever... It's not. It's Blade Runner.
What the
Amazing.
fuck?
Dude,
So it's fucking
dude.
amazing.
When was Blade Runner
I
bad?
don't even know where to begin with any of that.
It's
Are
not
we implying
good.
that Blade Runner is bad? What is the similarity in the subject matter of Andor and Blade Runner?
Andor doesn't
serious.
cover
It's
anything that
full of
Blade Runner is
character.
fucking all about. What are you
What's
talking
the
about?
similarity stylistically between them?
Blade Runner.
Why?
So there's not a lightsaber.
Why was that a comparison that you made, and why was it negative?
Well,
What
to be fair,
Why
there are no
was it
lightsaber
negative?
fights in Blade Runner. Darth Vader is not in Blade Runner,
Sadly, it would have improved
just
it.
like Andor.
But he see this? And we're all just standing around like, hey, it's okay. We got Andor. Andor's the best Star Wars we've ever...
Base true.
It's
Red
not. It's Blade Runner with a Star Wars theme.
Bro, you said you
it's
fall
like-
asleep to it. You said it was like,
Yeah,
it's okay, but it's
amazing.
Blade Runner? Does he know how...
Well, like, does he know that people like Blade Runner? Does he know that this is like a giga hot take?
I don't think he
hottest take
understands
there
that.
ever takes?
When you say Blade Runner with Star Wars coat of paint, I'm like sold.
Oh shit!
Absolutely
that sounds
sold.
amazing.
Sold.
Yeah, that sounds
That part's
great.
not where
Let's
my
do it.
brain got stuck. It's that I'm collecting all the things you said to me, which is that Andor, it's okay. Yeah, sure, it's good. Good to fall asleep to. Good for the fucking pretentious people to like. It's like Blade Runner. What the fuck?
Or is he trying to compare it like in terms of the subject matter?
No fucking way he's connecting what Blade Runner's about to what Andor's about. How?
Or what was that guy that we watched? The guy who said that like Andor was basically like any other, like it was The Expanse, it was Star Trek.
Oh,
the thing that made Star Wars was lightsabers. That he's trying to imply.
Oh yeah,
it's not Star Wars. It's generic, like which again,
Andor is a true Star Wars guy. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's what I'm saying. Is that's what my mind is now kind of wondering. Is like, is that where we're at? That because it's the absence of, because it's about regular people, no Jedi or anything like that, maneuvering through a science fiction world, that makes it comparable, even though, again, like, I don't see the connection. I don't know what point he's trying to make here.
I mean, you know what? I'm fine with it. He's bigging up Andor.
He is bigging up Andor. Comparing it to Blade Runner, my God, there'll be some people watching going, well, I love Blade Runner,
I already love it. Quit.
I love Blade Runner, so yeah.
With a Star Wars theme. It's not bad. I love Blade Runner. Go to my Theory Talks channel. I'm always playing Blade Runner music.
I love Blade Runner.
Now I'm even more lost. Now I'm much more lost. Now I have no idea.
This is a funny video.
But that doesn't mean it's a good show for Star Wars. The Last Jedi was the most asinine.
Yeah. Okay, wait. How we moving to TLJ now? All right, slow down. Yeah. There's so much funniness.
Star Wars, The Last Jedi was the most asinine representation of a continuation of Luke Skywalker's story that I've ever seen in my life. Yet it was a good movie.
Okay, you're out. You're done. That's it. GG.
TLJ was a good movie, but I know how to say Star Wars.
This is the meme, right? This is the sentiment of Rian Johnson. You know, he's actually pretty great, just not a good fit for Star Wars. You know, like his other movies, they're really great. He just isn't a good fit for Star Wars. Yeah.
You see, well, I can explain. TLJ is not a good Star Wars movie, but it's a good movie because good movies don't need good writing, but Star Wars does.
That's an interesting theory.
A Star Wars theory.
Star Wars theory. I don't remember the theme song from Game Theory.
Fucking nobody does. Whatever. He's apparently in the Five Nights at Freddy's film, by the way.
Oh, I can believe that. Yeah,
he's got a cameo. It's gonna be funny.
Movie. It just wasn't a good Star Wars movie. I don't.
There it is.
I'm sorry. It's so hard
Star
for me
Wars is
to
Darth
know.
Vader waggling a red lightsaber. That's what Star Wars is.
It's really hard for me to feel like sad for him realizing like how bad Star Wars is when his ideas to fix it are like take it away from something like Blade Runner, push it toward Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, and remember we can do stuff like TLJ because that gives us good movies, but it doesn't give us good Star Wars movies. Also, give me Anakin. Yeah. It's like what a fucking fart collection. What the hell am I supposed to do with that?
It's like, yes, I'm distraught about the state of Star Wars too, my good man, but like we fundamentally disagree on so much.
Well, he's also telling me like, you know, like, oh, am I the only one who sees this? I'm the only one who's fought for this. Like, what? Are you okay?
Yeah,
like, what's happening?
All right.
You know the movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days? I feel like Disney has one, like How to Lose a franchise in 10 years.
10 years.
And
oh yeah, that's pretty clever.
Now they're pouring all this money and focusing on the Rey movie. Like, are you guys not learning your lesson? Like, seriously?
The answer is no. I mean, this is coming back to more so reality again. It's like, yeah, that's a really bad choice for obvious reasons, and the reason it could be a great film, but that wouldn't even save Star Wars. At that point, it would probably it's just a disastrous move to make a Rey movie. So what are you doing?
It confused people more than anything. If we went to the Rey movie and we were like, wow, that was really good. That was weird. Anyway, all right, that was a good movie.
Are you not learning your lesson?
They are definitely not.
I just don't get it, man. I don't get it how they can be so out of touch.
To be okay, wait.
You're out of
They're
touch.
not learning their lesson. However, Dave Filoni was recently given full control over a full TV show, which is something that he is fully on board with, and yet is critical of the finale.
Exactly.
Despite the fact that I guess he thinks that Dave Filoni should be given more control.
Writing credits, though.
Like, shouldn't he be saying like, well, we're on track on the TV show side at least?
Yeah, there's no reason to be upset. The dark times, they're over. We're entering into the good times again.
Yeah, because he said he wants Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau to have full control of all of Star Wars, and so Dave Filoni going from directing and writing some episodes of some shows to getting his full own show. That's great news from his point of view.
Exactly. That's right. Kathleen Kennedy, you're on the right track.
She knows what she's doing. She's listening. She's learning. Right. She's giving Star Wars to the custodians that deserve it. Yeah.
You know, she's on the right track.
Feels like he's having two thoughts at once that cannot coexist.
The Force is female.
Make better Star Wars, dude. Make Mando season 1 and 2. Make that continuous.
Those sucked.
What about 3?
I can't believe it.
3 is their newest one, Star Wars theory. That's 3. The newest one.
Executive produced by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni.
Yeah, sorry. What I mean by newest one is it's the newest one by those two, which are his golden team, so...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell happened with the Book of Boba Fett.
No one.
Yeah, no, I don't know what happened either, because again, that was produced by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, right?
Uh-huh.
I think so.
Well, obviously, someone's meddling with something out there.
Yes.
Okay, there's a fucking Palpatine out there pulling the strings.
It can't be that Favreau and Filoni are just shit.
No, it can't be that they're shit at writing Star Wars, or that they don't give a fuck, or that they're really bad at writing. It can't be any of those things. It has to be some creamy Sheev is out there pulling those fucking strings, man.
Okay, remember, we ruined Luke, but we definitely didn't ruin Luke when Skinwalker appeared in Boba Fett. No.
Consistent-wise, it just doesn't make sense. Mando season 1 and 2 were literally like perfection.
No.
Wow.
Okay, I am willing to like tolerate love for those seasons, but perfection? Come
Name one character
on.
and a trait that they have.
There's like, so much retardation in both seasons. It's crazy.
They suck. They actually suck. But for whatever reason, they just get away with it. I don't know what it is. Is it if they get away? I don't know if it's the shitty combat or the shitty characters.
Season 1,
shitty plot.
I understand a little more for how it sneaks by because it looks real cool and it does try to. What it sells you on is not what it is, but it convinces a lot of people it's what it is, which is a bounty hunter making his way through the universe, just trying to get by. Which is really cool and awesome. It's not what the show is, but a lot of people think that's what the show is.
Mando season 3 was the most disjointed thing I've ever...
That was them, bro. That was not fire, was it? That was not peak. And yet that was them.
Ever seen. Boba Fett was just shit. To be honest, like... I mean,
season 3 Mando was shit. Ahsoka was shit.
We went back, I wonder what his...
Mando season 2 was very shit. Season 1 was pretty shit too.
The first 2 episodes were amazing.
The first 2 episodes of Boba Fett were amazing.
You didn't just say that, right?
Man. Damn.
He must...
ever seen. Boba
Remember
Fett
the part when Machamp punched Boba Fett?
To be honest, like the first 2 episodes were amazing.
Oh my god, he did say that. Okay.
Fucking hell, the first 2 episodes of Boba Fett were amazing.
Was episode 2 the gun train?
That was the gun train, yes.
That was fucking laughable. The whole season was absolutely laughable, but seriously, amazing.
Instead of letting the gun train go by, they just got killed by it.
I get so confused listening to this, man, because I've just been told, like, episodes 1 through 6 of Ahsoka, episodes 1 and 2 of Boba Fett, seasons 1 and 2 of Mando, this is all the goated stuff, as well as Rebels, by the way. It was given a special mention. Of course, Clone Wars. We're not going to give Rogue One or Andor into this list. Like, I know you might be like, well, Rogue One isn't amazing. It's like, no, but the point is that all of them make it, but those don't. It's like, okay.
I have no idea what he'll find amazing or what he'll hate.
What I'm getting at is that, like, I haven't even labeled all the things that he's, like, really enjoyed, and yet Star Wars is, like, you know, disastrous right now, according to him. Even though loads of the stuff that's been made he really likes is considered excellent and amazing. I'm pretty sure episodes 5 of Ahsoka and the season finale of Mando season 2 are like some of his favorite Star Wars of all time, and they're made by the people that he thinks should be in control, who have been getting more control. Everything I know tells me that he should be happy with Star Wars right now.
Yep.
Why wouldn't he be?
But
it's got
his title is
swinging around.
I'm done here. Disney's destroying Star Wars, and his primary point was that the budget for Kenobi was too low at $90 million.
Which is
this video is fucking confusing.
Well, I mean, it's a stream of consciousness, isn't it? Just I'm discontent.
Well, stream of something.
I don't know. That's what it comes across as. It's a stream of discontent, the source from which is unclear. Like, I'm not quite sure where it comes from. I'm not quite sure how to fix it. I'm just frustrated.
Then after that, it was like, what happened? Well, Booby Fett.
What?
You know, like, what's going on here?
I don't even understand the joke.
I don't know. I feel like it's satire at this point. You know, it's like we just constantly keep trying to see what else they're gonna mess up at this point, and it's like I don't want to do that. I just want to.
Well, they kind of killed all of it, man.
I gotta say, I find the reaction to a lot of Disney. I find like the Mando season 1, 2, and Ahsoka is great, but the sequel trilogy is bad. I find that one fascinating as like a sort of almost like a space.
Yeah, you want to sit down and say like, no, but tell me why. Why was the sequel shit? But
Last thing,
like Ahsoka was great.
We're fast approaching 10 years of them releasing Star Wars content, right?
Yeah.
Which means that it has to, just over the eras, it's gonna generate different. You know, it was, do you like the sequels or not? Quickly became, do you like TFA or not, and TLJ or not? And then it became TLJ, TFA, and you don't like all three of those. Nobody does. You have to pick a team because those sequels hate each other. So it doesn't make any sense to be like, oh, I love all three of them. It's like, yeah, okay. I mean, you can. I'm just saying that, like, most people, it creates divides. And then you've already got the prequels as a big divide. The OT fans is a big divide. And then people who are just, like, into all of it, I guess. Like I said, that seems weird, but, you know, maybe that's a thing. But, like, fast forward to now, we've got people who are big Mando fans who are not fans of any of the sequels, who might not even be fans of the prequels. And then you got the people who are, like, big into Rebels and the Clone Wars and loved Ahsoka and the prequels, but not the sequels, and maybe not even the OT. Some people are like, yeah, the OT, I'm not so much for the prequels. Oh, bang it. It's just like, there's fucking pockets of Star Wars fans that are all over the place at this point. You can't predict anything about what anybody's going to like or hate or think is good or bad. In fact, a lot of people will hear what we think is good and bad and think, like, fucking hell, you guys are crazy. Like, huh? Well,
yeah, it's interesting because there's a lot of disparate boogeymans. There's a lot of disparate, you're the reason why everything's horrible. A lot of, I mean, because it was like you pointed out, there's sort of the divide, the rise of Skywalker. The response is there is a contingent there that is responsible for this being bad because they didn't like TLJ. It feels like there's an increasingly smaller portion, like a proportion of the percentage of that's a stupid sentence. A smaller percentage of actively talking about Star Wars people who, like TLJ, think it was brilliant and profound and inspired, and that, you know, that, like, all of the people who just want to see the swords go swoosh, swoosh. But then there's differing opinions from the people who just want to see the swords go swoosh, swoosh, and the blasters go pew, pew. I just find it interesting how that's, like, emerged, and it'll only become more and more fragmented as time goes on.
Enjoy Star Wars. You guys remember how hyped Star Wars fans were when Mando 1 came out? Oh my gosh.
You remember how hyped they were when TFA came out? It was crazy. Yeah. Culturally speaking, Star Wars was reaching some like skyrocketing highs. Not necessarily the highs like of all time, because when the fucking first film came out, that was crazy for the world as well. But I'm just saying, like, Star Wars has just diminished. It has only diminished over time.
Oh yeah, I mean, TFA was like there were huge portions of like shops that were just dedicated to Star Wars merchandise. Like just big portions. It's just like, yep, this is like the Star Wars part of like the retail store, and that was meant to last for a while, I think.
It was like Star Wars was back. It was like after The Last Jedi, and we thought, you know, like, oh my god, okay, finally we got something.
I'm sorry, why the fuck would you think Star Wars is back from just Mando? Even if Mando season 1 was as good as people say it is, like, why would that be? It's one TV show about a character that doesn't regard most of anything.
I don't even know what it means for Star Wars to be back. I don't know what.
Well, as you saw on that graph, we be back is really just it's a matter of time before it's so over.
It's a matter of perspective, isn't it? It's relative. It's
yeah, because as we said, Andor being good didn't really matter in terms of Star Wars trajectory.
Grasp onto now. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's just, and you know, they don't even want to give Kenobi a second season. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, I don't blame you, dude. Like, where are you going to go from there?
That's not why it's bad, or not why they won't get a season 2. It's because it didn't make enough money, didn't make enough engagement. It has nothing to do with the story. They can make up 10 billion seasons.
They made it for. Even for the pennies that they made it for, you would have told them to spend more. But then he'd be like, yeah, but if they spent more, they would have made more. You got to spend money to make money, all right?
Yeah, but like it just is so amazing to me that he's like, well, of course, because there's no way to go with Kenobi's story now. It's like, what?
I mean, Yes,
there's just a group of people get kidnapped from some village. He's told about it. I gotta make a whole season out of that. Done.
Yep. Again, his spirit journey.
Fucking Qui-Gon. Talking to Qui-Gon is still on the table.
Yeah, a bottle episode that's just those two.
Mr. Star Wars fan over here doesn't see where it could go.
Yeah, what a lack of imagination there.
Then to grasp onto now. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's just, and you know, they don't even want to give Kenobi a second season. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, I don't blame you, dude. Like, where are you going to go from there? I mean, the whole show just focused on, you guys have heard me talk about it. I'm so frustrated. I'm so Disney.
And I get that. And I feel like it's the same as the other guy in some ways. Like, this is kind of what I mean about a new era. A lot of fans who were, like, loving the fuck out of all of it are now, like, feeling bad and don't know how to express it properly and don't know where the problem lies and start to fucking go after all kinds of crazy things like the 90 million budget that he has focused so hard on. Or we don't have enough of our old stars back. We got to bring back more people that people like. That's what we need to do. Oh, we need more. I mean, I say this. I'm trying to reference the Matt guy from earlier, but technically I am referencing Star Wars Theory as well. Because he said on the, I think it was Instagram, that like the person said, why do you like episode 5? All it is just Anakin and lightsabers. And then he was like, that's Star Wars. So like that's how you solve it for him. But he's feeling bad because the writing is so fucking bad at this point. It's like staggeringly killing people's investment in this IP. And, you know, Disney's current state is sort of bleeding into everything to do with their products. The feeling is there. Obviously, the stock is there. All these, like, bigger articles coming out. And then these recognitions from stuff as much as big as South Park. The writing is on the wall. People know. And now it's starting to be like, yeah, I got it. I can't believe he had the balls to say he's the only one saying it, and he's the only one who sees it. It's like, what are you talking about? You're so late to the party.
Like, I don't know, you guys, do what you want to do, man. At this point, you know, you can't, it's in the hands of the fans, and the fans are going to continue to make fan films. You guys are going to continue to get roasted by South Park and even bigger media that will come in the future.
Disney
and
more than anything.
You deserve it. You really do.
Roasted themselves, man.
Because you aren't learning from anything, and you're continuously ruling with your ego.
To be fair, and I don't say this with any vitriol whatsoever, but if they had listened to your advice, I don't think they even come close to saving Star Wars. It still crashes and burns. Because he hasn't focused, like, on the fundamentals, and he often advocates for bringing in all of the favorites, which they have done, by the way, a lot of, to the point where they're fucking digging out of Clone Wars and Rebels.
And you guys just have no idea what Star Wars is about at the end of the day. There are many people at Lucasfilm who have a real good, clear understanding. And yes, I do think I have a very good understanding of what Star Wars is. First 6 films, I think I know it better than pretty much anybody.
For whatever good.
Whatever. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? After everything else he said, I feel like...
Okay, that doesn't mean anything after everything else you've said.
I don't know, man. I heard what your insight is in the past 10 minutes. You telling me what that insight was in conclusion is not going to convince me as much as my lying ears, I guess.
Clone Wars. I mean, you want to talk about mythology, you want to talk about Star Wars, you want to talk about character arcs, you want to talk about themes, you want to talk about the characters themselves.
But Andor's bad.
What they were going through, why they did what they did.
No, Andor's good. It's just a sleepy show. Blade Runner sleepy.
Okay.
Sleepy Blade Runner. No cooking. No peak. Valley. Pure Valley.
You want to talk about force abilities, lightsaber techniques and fighting styles and backstories and this and that. I mean,
that's all the stuff people get invested in once you've nailed the foundation. Once you get all the character shit right, then people will be like, they want to learn more about the universe, and that's where all that comes from. Not like the characters using the correct fighting style is the reason why Star Wars is as popular as it was.
I mean, I know the movies and the books inside and out.
Okay.
I'm not the only one. There are millions of others at Lucasfilm that know so much about Star Wars.
I don't think there's millions of people at Lucasfilm. I don't think they employ that many people. The VFX dungeons are packed to the brim.
They are packed to the brim.
Millions of VFX artists chained inside to their computers.
What's funny is
rendering all of She-Hulk's toes.
Good old Wikipedia. Lucasfilm has 2,000 employees.
You mean 2 million?
2 million.
Oh, but that's in 2015. So maybe they did expand it by what? 10,000.
They did, yeah.
10,000 fold, maybe.
Whitwer and Dave Filoni. I mean, these are two guys that like you can't be luckier finding.
What do you mean they made Mando season 3?
And the last 2 episodes of Ahsoka.
Yes.
And they were executive producers on Book of Boba Fett. They are a curse getting their hands on this.
I was going to say, from his POV, he should say they are a mixed bag. From our POV, they are absolutely a curse on Star Wars. They've destroyed so much more than they ever could have had to.
Talent like this, and having them be loyal to the brand, and having
loyal to the brand. Don't ever say that. That sounds gross.
Them work for the brand. I mean, honestly, at this point, you would be a fool to not be hiring the 2 of them to work together to create everything.
No.
Man,
you'd be a fool to do that.
First thing, you're gone. Sorry. Bye. You had many
God, could you imagine
any person could ever hope to have.
For any like insane nonsense multiversal reason that we got given like the power to make those kinds of changes, and we publicly like stream a YouTube video where we say the first thing we're doing is firing Dave Filoni. Fucking Star Wars 3 would hate us so much, and we'd be like, "We're helping you. Don't you worry. We're saving you."
The medicine, it's like a child. The medicine tastes bad, but it helps you.
You'll make it, bro. We'll sort it out. Don't you worry.
They've had so many chances, and they've consistently delivered absolute garbage. It's over. Come on.
They have been given so many. As far as I'm concerned, I think I said this to you, Frank. Like the Ahsoka show, that would have been the final test that could possibly have been allowed. You get given a full writing and controlling as much of the. He had like full control, right? Like that's his baby.
He wrote every single episode, executive producer, showrunner. That was his.
He wrote every empty pause.
You cannot have that much control, make that something that shit, and then tell me that he's going to save Star Wars. No
way. And I mean, it didn't work because look at the viewership numbers; they're down. People aren't watching.
As for people saying he's talking about Sam Witwer. He said both of them. As for Sam Witwer, I mean, I need to see what Sam Witwer would write. Has he got writing credits for anything?
I mean, not that I'm aware of. He's got acting credits and voice acting credits, and I think he's a talented guy. But like, what?
I'm fine for Sam Witwer to be a part of Star Wars. That's fine with me.
Yeah, of course.
But I am absolutely fucking done letting Dave Filoni piss all over Star Wars. Out.
No way.
Show him the door. And then when Jon Favreau says, "Wow, you got rid of him," I'll be like, "Yep, you're getting in the car too, bud." Like, off you go.
He says, I'm glad to be rid of him.
You're not allowed to be here. This is trespassing.
But Sam Witwer, you go ahead and you voice act and you play whatever characters. You're great. I love you.
We'll give you a Star Killer show
going forwards. Tired of this
I'd do that in a heartbeat. Star Killer show. Why not?
Yeah.
Light 1313, Green Light The Force Unleashed 3. No one cares about your 13th, junk
it's
canon.
Over. 1313, it's Biden, all right?
Also,
it's been a decade.
Force Unleashed 3, didn't they kill Force Unleashed 1 and 2's canon?
Oh, yes, but maybe he wants EU. But if he made EU canon, wouldn't that contradict like the EU created by good old Dave?
Oh, well, I guess in his perfect world, he would just decanon and recanonize like different things or whatever.
I guess I just find it. LucasArts doesn't exist anymore. That place is gone, and the team that existed there is gone forever. And in fact, one of the most baffling things about destroying LucasArts is why would you destroy a company that not only succeeded in creating successful, liked Star Wars games, but a company that created a lot of things that weren't Star Wars that were also successful and liked. Why? Why do that?
I don't know. I don't fucking get it. Just why don't you just let them keep making shit people like?
My favorite part is that they're like, oh, now it's Lucasfilm Games. Lucasfilm Game. What? Okay.
Green Light 1313, Green Light The Force Unleashed 3.
It's over.
No one cares about your junk canon. Just create.
You care about their junk canon.
Do.
You just said.
You love that shit. You love season 1 and 2 of Mando.
How does he feel about the Star Wars Jedi games or like
Fallen Order?
Survivor's the other one, right?
Or Jedi Survivor? Or
I don't know, but you cannot tell me that like you want to ditch the junk canon of like Kenobi, Boba Fett, and maybe Mando season 3, but we'll keep all the awesome canon of Mando season 1 and 2 and Ahsoka's episodes 1 through 6. Like what is this line you're drawing? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Create good stories that we love. Create the characters that we love. Embellish the characters that we love. Continue their stories. Create Star Wars. Make it great.
So we'll go the opposite direction. Stop talking about the characters we love. Make new ones and do your best with that. Yeah,
exactly.
Also, decanonize everything you've made so far, except Andor.
Oh yes, absolutely. Everything that they made, except for Andor, is gone. Everything.
Nuke it.
We're gonna start
Make
again.
It was. Give it a proper, fair chance for the characters that matter. Give them the money they deserve.
Oh, stop coming back to that retarded point.
The money they deserve. 20% more money, and that
they're doing.
Well, you see, Fringy, that would have saved it.
Yes,
it's quite the mindset. Like, man, these shows suck. They need to be given more money.
So weird, so bizarre to me. They'll never learn, and we'll continue to.
I'm gonna learn if this is the fucking solution you're providing.
Be pushed towards the prequels.
I find
and
it so
originals,
weird.
that's all.
This has been a fascinating adventure of people presenting incredibly incoherent visions for the future and saying, guys, Marvel and Star Wars respectively.
I think it's fascinating because it comes directly from people who have been swallowing up that pipe of sludge and then they cough and go, oh god, the solution here is more salt. It's like, what? No,
yeah, we gotta salt the earth here, alright? I think that's a good idea.
Salt the galaxy.
That's right.
That's all it is. That's all that'll happen. That's literally it.
So
yeah,
great job.
Let me know what you guys think about this.
You
Love
suck.
you all. Have a great day.
It's like,
may the force be with.
This guy is like what 3 million subs, and he's the ambassador or whatever of the whatever.
Oh, he said some cringe shit on that video.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like, you've done so much damage by what you
do. You know how I found out about this even existing? Was that this got relatively high on a Reddit saying Star Wars fans right now.